chosen ones who are listening to the Bhagavatam. There was a group of bhaktas or the orchestra. Prahlaji has a small cymbal, Uddhava has a big cymbal, the veena is being played by Naradji, and Arjuna is doing the alapa, Indra is playing on the mridangam, and Sanat Kumaras are saying Jai Ho, Yatra Gre Bhava Bhakta, Sarasarachanaya, Vyasaputro Babhuva. My dear listeners, we have to understand how important it is to have bhava. Anything done without bhava is totally disqualified for the Lord. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati. Whatever you carry. Sudama carried just a handful of pounded rice. Shabri gave a small basket full of ripe berries, but everything was given with bhava. I have told my audience, I can always speak and speak without bhava. The Bhagavata contains 18,000 verses. This was composed by Vyasji and recited by Shukadeva. Not a word is wrong, you understand? Not a fact is wrong. For 7 days and 7 nights, Parikshit sat on the banks of the Ganga and listened to Shukadeva, and he got liberation. Did I go wrong? Of course I went wrong. Of course I went wrong because I gave payasam without sugar. You understand? Bhakti and bhava are the sugar in the payasam. You have to add that. You have to weep, you have to make the audience weep, you have to make the Lord weep. मैं ऐसे गीत गाऊंगी कि तुझको रुलाऊंगी, प्रभु ऐसे गीत गाऊंगी कि तुझको रुलाऊंगी, तुम रोते रोते आओगे, मेरे आंसू पोंछ जाओगे, मैं तेरे आंसू पोंछूंगी, तुम मेरे आंसू पोंछोगे, मैं ऐसे गीत गाऊंगी कि तुझको रुलाऊंगी. जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे श्याम. This is the introduction to the Bhagavatam. We plunge into the Bhagavatam now. My dear listeners, there is no doubt that this is a great work. According to Akhandanji Maharaj, this is Shruti Sutranurupa. There's a general feeling, oh, it's a Purana. It's a storybook. Many people, without knowing what it is, have called me a storyteller. I said, doesn't matter. You're a very good storyteller, ma'am. I don't know whether they mean it as criticism or as a compliment. I take it as a compliment. You understand? My dear listeners, Shruti Sutra Anurupa, Akhandanji Maharaj says, this is like the Brahma Sutra itself. Janmadhyasya yataha is a line of the Brahma Sutra. That is how it starts. And so, this is not an ordinary storybook. Please fold your hands. Think of your Ishta Gurus. Think of your Ishta Devatas. Think of your Kula Devata. Think of all the elders you like to admire. And listen to this first shloka with reverence. Janmadhyasya yatonvayati tarataschathishva vijñaswarat tene brahmahrudaya adhikavaye mukhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatratra sargo amrisha dhamna svena sada niratta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. The Lord is called Satya in the first shloka of the Bhagavata. He is Satya. He is truth. Even if you don't believe in God, you believe in truth. And that is why we call him Satya Narayana. In Hinduism, God and truth are synonymous. दोनों एक ही हैं. Satya और Bhagavan एक ही हैं. The Lord is the one who creates the world, who sustains the world, and who destroys the world. From him, the entire world came. Everything he knows, artheshu abhignaha. Whatever is to be known, he knows that. It should be given to whom should be given. He knows that. And he's Swarat. My dear listeners, all of us have problems. The Lord said, Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. You will have, you will lose something that you have. You will not have what you want. All that is there, causing problems. If that is so, come to me. Come to me. Because I am the Nitya Sukha. I am the permanent joy. Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. I tell industrialists, you have a guarantee tag. The Lord has a non-guarantee tag for the world. He created the world. Lastly, he said, Anityam asukham. Arjuna, you are going to lose Abhimanyu. Be prepared for that. The Gita is preparing for Putra Shoka. Please remember that. I gave you the sun, I take back the sun. Don't cry, Arjuna, because the body dies and not the soul. Remember that. It is the body that dies and not the soul. Don't weep, Ashocyan and Vashochastvam. The entire teachings of the Bhagavad Gita are for people to understand what is permanent and what is impermanent. That is another eye-opener of the Gita. That is why I say, please approach the Lord. Don't approach anybody. May you not have problems. May I not have problems. But if I and you have problems, the first person we will dial is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. This is the first number that we will dial. This, if you make up your mind, you will get the answer, positive answer. Unfortunately, we are calling all those fellows who decline our phone and reject our phones. Don't call them. Swarat. He is Swarat. That is why I started the katha with Mere to Bihari Bhaiya, दूसरों न कोई वो ही मेरे साथ रहा हंसिया में रोई मैं हंसिया में रोई. On the day I was very happy, he was with me. On the day I was very sad, he was with me. That is how the Lord is in the life of everyone. Suddenly it started raining in Madras. Delhi people are used to cold. We don't even know what is cold. And when it becomes cold, we can't afford to have the AC. Every now and then I have to switch off the AC and get used to it. My dear listeners, he is the one who conveyed all his knowledge to Brahmaji online. You understand? Totally giving all his knowledge in 1 minute, like the Bluetooth. Adi Kavaye, he is the creator of the world. Muhyanti yat surayaha. And still we don't understand who Narayana is. There are so many episodes which tell you that people who are with Narayana all the time don't know who Narayana is, including Naradji. The great Naradji in the 10th canto. Don't you remember my Bhagavatam elaborately telling you, oh yes, Naradji went from house to house, palace to palace and found Krishna in different forms with different queens and different situations, not knowing what happened. Muhyanti yat surayaha. Even the great Suris don't know who Krishna is. Sometimes he creates the mirage, sometimes Jala as Thala and Thala as Jala, and then removes our ignorance with the great radiance called knowledge. That Satya we bow down to. Satyam Param Dhimahi. My dear listeners, today is the 2nd of January. At least, if we don't make up our mind to speak the truth, at least make up our mind not to speak untruth. This is possible. Just remain quiet. Don't tell a lie. When you can avoid it, don't tell a lie. Unless you're saving somebody's life, Suppose somebody wants to murder somebody, you can't say he's hiding here. You don't have to. That truth you don't have to reveal. If you want to save somebody, you can tell a lie. But I'm telling you, let us remember that truth is a great value. My Lord Sri Rama, of impeccable character, is about to leave for the forest. He's living in the forest in Chitrakuta Bharata is asking him to come back. A very clever Brahmin called Jabali speaks like a lawyer. Whenever I talk of lawyers, I say, no offense meant. The gift of the gab and the twist of the phrase makes him win the case, like the pound of flesh. What does he say? Sir, you gave a promise to your father and your father is dead, so the document is invalid. Lord Rama says, Jabali, Jabali. Once I signed the document, it is signed forever. I did it in the presence of my father. Satyameva Ishvaro Loke Satye Prajna Pratishtita. Satya is the Ishvara. Even I am not the Ishvara. God is truth and truth is God. That is why Harishchandra stands for truth. The gods bowed down to him. Why? Because he had made truth the principle of his life. All of us tell lies. Not only do we tell lies, we train our children also to become felicitous liars. चिन्ना पोईमा छोटा दूध अरे छोटा झूठ या बड़ा झूठ झूठ तो झूठ ही है poison whether it is 1 gallon or 10 drops is poison. It can't be accepted as nectar. That is how untruth is in the world. The second shloka is about dharma. Satya and dharma are the two eyes of the Lord. Dharma is that which holds the world together. Dharanat dharma ityahuhu. Dharma projita kaitavotra paramu. Nirmatsaranam satam vedyam. Vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatra yonmulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kim Vaparaihi Ishwaraha Sadhyoridhyavarudyate Tritibihi Shushrushi Vittakshanat. What happens when you listen to the Bhagavatam? The Lord enters through your ears. The ears are the gates of grace. You understand? Through the ears. Shushrushi Vittakshanat. When you are desirous of listening to the Bhagavatam, what did the Lord do? He comes and sits in your heart. What more do you want? There is one form of the Lord which is already seated, but the pleased form of the Lord comes and sits in your heart. I am happy that you're doing Shravana, my child. I am happy that you're doing Shravana. The Bhagavata is telling us that even if you desire to listen, imagine, desire, shushrushibi. Even if you desire to listen, the Lord will come and sit. Then what about those who are listening for 2.5 hours? What will the Lord not give you? What will he not give you? Then comes the shloka I told you, Negama kalpataror galitam phalam. The Bhagavata says there is a tree of Veda and there is a fruit called the Bhagavatam. It has been tasted by Shukadeva. I was wondering, why is the Bhagavata so sweet? Because it has been tasted by many people before us. You go to a shop, you get nice laddus there, you know. We have Krishna sweets, nice Mysore pak. Why? Because A has eaten it, B has eaten it, C has eaten it, D has eaten it, and they want to spread word of mouth publicity. So I tell Mr. Murli, Murliji, your Mysore pak is very, very famous because people have eaten it. Why is Bhagavata famous? Because the great ones have enjoyed it. They have tasted it and they have passed on the spiritual taste to us, my dear listeners. They have passed on the spiritual taste to us. Why do you go to Guruvayuram and ask paisam? Because bhaktas have tasted that paisam. Why do you go to Banke Bihari Ji's and ask for Chappan Bhog? Because bhaktas have tasted that Chappan Bhog. Billionaires are waiting for the laddus in Tirupati. This is one more laddu. Our Bansalji is never satisfied with as many number of laddus we get him. He wants to give the whole of Calcutta laddus. What can you do? Because it is tasted by bhaktas. You understand? That is why it is popular. The Bhagavata is now telling us, please, Shukadeva has tasted that Bhagavatam, and so you also taste it. Pibata. Go on drinking. Because the master of the world, his glories are being sung here. My dear listeners, till now you must be wondering. I also wondered. Oh, dry subject. Paramatma, Satya, Dharma. Everything sounds so vague. That's not so vague. Who is that Satya and Dharma? that little child who is tied to the pounding stone in Yashoda's house. That is the Parabrahma. The inaccessible has become accessible. You understand? Mother Yashoda catches hold of Krishna. Jattu tadatto navanita pindo gruhe Yashoda vichikitsayanti uvacha satyam vadahe murare govinda damu madhavi. The master of the world is pretending to cry. Do you want a greater joy than this? Do you want a greater joy than this? The woman is asking, tell me the truth. Whom is she asking? Satyanarayana Prabhu. Did you eat butter? Says the Lord. And his mouth is full of butter. And yet you call him truthful. You call him the incarnation of truth, the personification of truth. What more do you want? That inaccessible Lord became accessible in the Bhagavata. That is why it's a popular Grantha, my dear listeners. It makes Krishna come into our courtyard, play in our heart, play in our heart. There are so many types of people in the world, sir. The question is being asked by rishis. Lazy people. Pandemic has one big bad effect on us, and that is laziness. There's no schedule. There's no schedule means we can get up when we want, eat what we want, when we want, go to bed when we want, have bath at 7:30 in the evening. No, very bad. Delhi, I don't think you can have a bath even at 7:30 in the morning. So how can you have in the evening? I'm just telling you, schedule is something that is very important in life. Even during this times, these hard times, please have a timetable. That will make you happy. That will make you very happy. I with myself, I have to get up at a particular time, do a particular time japa, have to do the puja at this time, have to have breakfast at this time, have to do the katha in the evening. Everything is scheduled. And that is why I say the schedule gives a discipline to the mind and the soul. Everything. Everything is beautifully planned. But there are mandas. There are people who get up at 12 in the afternoon and have tea, coffee, breakfast, lunch, everything in bed. God bless them. God bless them. Mandaha, Sumanda Matayaha. Their brains, their minds are lazy. Manda Bhagyaha. Some of them have star-crossed with our Saturn coming and going. I don't know where he goes and where he comes. I have no idea of astrology, but I know he's causing havoc. He's causing havoc in the world. That Manda Bhagyaha. But you are Hanta Bhagyam Jananam. You are the blessed souls. Whatever is happening among the planets, you and I are blessed because we are listening to the Bhagavatam. What more do you want? We are very lucky. We are the chosen ones. This is how I feel. And Upadritaha. When you start listening to the Bhagavatam, there'll be internet problem. I was always wondering, I told Ramu also, I said, I hope there won't be a power shutdown during the Katha because the generator is being repaired. He made alternate arrangements. Just to tell you, Upadrataha, anything good, you can always have some obstacle. What shall we do for them? Give them Bhagavatam, Swami, give them Bhagavatam. Sutta says, Yat Shinvatam Rasajnanam Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. At every step, at every word, there is so much of sweetness in the Bhagavatam. Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. Krutavan Kila Viryani Saha Ramena Keshavaha. Please tell us about that Lord. Please tell us about that Lord. Along with Balrama, he came into the world. Tell us about him. Right from the beginning, it's a desire to know about Krishna Katha. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Dharmasvanushthita pumsam Vishvaksena Kathasuyaha Notpadayet Yadiratim Shrama Yeva Kevalam. The entire Bhagavatam is emphasizing on bhakti. When you have bhakti yoga for the Lord, there's a natural detachment from the world. 2.5 hours you are here, okay? 2.5 hours I'm here. I'm detached from the ashram. You're detached from your secular activities. Nothing can take you back to them for these 2.5 hours. Is that not Vairagya? You're not thinking of dinner. You're not thinking of hunger, thirst. I'm also not thinking of dinner or hunger, thirst. I'm not thinking of being tired. No, nothing is affecting me. The body may have its own problem because the body has to have problem. That is shariyate iti shariram. That which is deteriorating is called the body. Etymologically, that is the body. It has to suffer. Doesn't matter. Forget about it. It is somebody else's body, not ours. Only when you attach yourself to the body, you say, my body, my pain. Otherwise, no. The Bhagavata is telling us, Janayati Ashu Vairagyam. Quickly, you get a strained detachment from everything in the world. Any dharma that is performed, if it doesn't make you come closer to the Lord, it is just useless and futile. The Bhagavata is telling us the Lord is the one who is to be propitiated. Those who desire wholeheartedly to listen to the Bhagavatam, the Lord enters their heart and gets captured by their heart. The main subject expounded in the Bhagavata is Bhagavan. Bhagavan has 6 lakshanas, 6 qualities: Gyan, Vairagya, Dharma, Aishwarya, Yajna, and Shri. He who has all these 6 lakshanas alone can be known as Bhagavan. When all these qualities are fully present in someone, he is our Lord Narayana. He is Satya, he is truth. The question is, the Lord alone can purify us. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasabalayam Uhurahu. Go on drinking this beautiful Bhagavata, this lovely Bhagavata. Akhandanji Maharaj differentiates between Itihasa and Purana. History is a record of events, that is Itihasa. Itihasa, this is how it was. That is what it means, Itihasa. This is how it was. You understand? That is history. History is the record of events. Puranas are records of instruction. When one incident is described to teach a lesson, it becomes a Purana. That is why we call it Bhagavata Mahapurana. It's called Mahapurana. The next chapter is telling us about how we should spend our time. We should, if we have a speaker, then we should listen to the speaker. If you get a good listener, speak about him. Akhandanji Maharaj says, if you do not get a speaker or a listener, meditate. If you cannot, then take a holy picture on the eye of an idol or worship it. First, visit pilgrimages. In the pandemic, it's not possible, but online, every day you can have darshan of Siddhi Vinayaka, every day Vaishnavi Devi. I'm so happy that technology has developed so much that you can enter the sanctum sanctorum also, except Tirupati, except Guruvayur. We can only see the temple around. Doesn't matter. There are possibilities of meeting great people when you go to pilgrimages. Serve them. By that, your faith will become strong. Long back, when I went to Badrikashram to do a katha, I saw a lady in white, beautiful lady. She must have been 80 plus. Beautiful at 80. Then you can imagine how she must have been at 18. Nepali Brahmin lady called Bhagavati Ma. Her only duty was to read the Bhagavatam from sunrise to sunset. That is all. That is all that she did. She, lovely woman. Her face was milk white. And such a complexion she had. And I went to meet her. I held her by the hand and she held me by my hand and said, Premaji, Premaji, Premaji. I was so honored. आपकी कथा के बारे में बहुत सुना है और तो आपसे बहुत प्रेम हो गया. That is how she used to talk. I was so full of love for her. Even now I remember her. When you go to these pilgrimages, you meet strange people. And this is one of the incidents which I wanted to record for you. When I went to Vrindavan once, I remember the Lord had given me the opportunity to meet saints. And Devra Baba, whose age nobody knew, doctors did not know what his age was. Minimum, they said, was 300 to 500 years from the body. 300 to 500 years. Unimaginable. And he had a voice, it was so loud that all along the Yamuna bank you could hear it. He would sit on a machan, a wooden structure on the banks of the Yamuna. And from there, he would address people. Somebody took me to him and said, she does katha. He called me, Mataji, tell me something from the Bhagavatam. So I recited the shlokas of Dhruva's description of the Lord. I had the cheek to ask him, Maharaj, aap kuch sunaiye. 30 years back, I was very cheeky. Now I'm a little more humble. I didn't know how I asked him, but then I had to ask him because I wanted to know which is his favorite shloka. He said, Bolo! He said, my God, we got the shock of our life. Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Haraye, Paramatmane, Pranata Kleshanashaya, Govindaya, Namo Ramaha, Bolo! He said, even now I can hear his voice ringing in my ears, ringing in my ears. This is how you meet great people when you go to the pilgrimage. That is where you find the master of the world is kind to you. Whenever you think of the Lord, Itihasa and Purana, all of them come to your mind. The first skanda, according to Akhandanji Maharaj, is called Adhikari Skanda. Who is the Adhikari? The Adhikari is Parikshit. He is going to listen to the Katha. And what is his qualification? To listen to the Bhagavata, you need a qualification. He was the highest qualified person. Why? His father is Abhimanyu, who was Arjuna's son. Who is Arjuna? Naranarayana himself. He has seen the Lord in his mother's womb. That is the qualification of Parikshit. His mother is a Krishna Bhakta. His grandmother, Subhadra, is Krishna's sister. And his great-grandmother is Kunti herself. Shukadeva is now giving the Bhagavatam to such a worthy listener. Do you want any greater qualification? Tell me. To be a listener? No. Who is the speaker? Shukadeva. He is the son of Vyasa himself, the Lord, and the composer of the Bhagavata. Vyasa created the Mahabharata for those who could not study the Vedas. In the third chapter, it is told, every word is the Lord. Skande, Adhyaye, Prakarane, Shloke, Vakye, Pade, Akshare, Ekartham, Sabdhaya, Saptadha Janan, Avirodhena, Muchyate. That person realizing this is totally freed from all bonds. There are two types of expositions, say Akhandanji Maharaj. And this creates raga and dvesha. First, about oneself, it creates pride and arrogance. If it is about the Lord, there is no raga or dvesha. There is total eradication of ego. When you talk about yourself, there is pride and arrogance. When you talk about the Lord, there is total annihilation of the ego. For inner purification, we need the exposition of the Lord. According to the Bhagavatam, one day, Shukadeva was passing through the forest. There was a pool of water. Women were bathing. Generally, when women see a stranger passing by, they feel shy. Shukadeva was passing by, they did not feel shy. They did pranam from far. After a while, Vyasadeva was passing by, his father, his Lord himself, but he's testing the women. Suddenly, these women felt shy. They took the upper garment and covered themselves. So the father is asking, my young son was passing by. You didn't feel shy? Oh, no, sir. He's suprasensuous. He didn't look at us as women. The great men of God don't look at man or woman as man or woman. I came across a very strange incident about Guru Nanak Ji. At this time, let me tell the Asrani family, about 35 years back, I passed through bad times, very, very bad times. So bad that I didn't know where my next meal was coming. For the information of those who are listening, let me tell you that it is the Sindhi and Marwari community which saved me. Please clap for them. One by one, they would come and fill my coffers. They would fill my granary. They would fill my storeroom. I haven't seen one thing that they did not give. Everything they provided me. I'm always grateful, right from those days, for the Sindhi satsang and the Marwari satsangs, which have given me the sustenance in life. Guru Nanak Ji was doing satsang, and there was a beautiful girl sitting in front of him. All the time he was staring at her. You know how people start talking. People love to talk, and particularly it's about a Mahatma, they must talk. They're very happy to talk against a Mahatma because finally they find that on the white cloth there is a black dot. That is what they want to find out. Everybody is talking about Guru Nanak Ji staring at this beautiful woman day after day. Finally, one fellow got emboldened and he said, Swami, everybody is talking about you. That in the Katha you are not looking at any of us, but you're looking at this woman. Why do you do it? And Swami said with a smile, I am looking at her beauty and admiring. If she is so beautiful, how beautiful must her maker be? The God who created her, how beautiful he must be. If this woman, ordinary creature of the Lord, is so beautiful, I was thinking how Bhagavan would be. How on earth can you ever think of any Mahatma having anything but suprasensuousness? The first qualification of a Mahatma is that he does not differentiate between man and woman. It is just an Atma that is listening. When Mother Meera wanted to meet a Goswami, the Goswami said, no, I don't meet women. At once she retorted. She said, no, I thought there was only one man in the world. Mere to Bihari Bhaiya, dusro na koi. I thought there was only one man in the world. He is Purushottama. It was the Goswami who came and touched her feet. Meera chali, Meera chali, Meera chali, Meera chali. ढूंढती व्रज की गली, ढूंढती व्रज की गली, गली गली मीरा चली, मीरा चली, मीरा चली, मीरा चली. बैराग की चुनरी ओढ़ ज्ञानी भई बावरी, भक्ति की खेल ने होली होली, भक्ति की खेल ने होली होली, मीरा चली, मीरा चली, मीरा चली, मीरा चली. Now comes a very important episode, and that is the episode where you have Naradji meeting Vyasa. Vyasa is Vishnu. Vishnu is Vyasa. But a little drama takes place. The Lord loves drama. And what is this drama about? How did the Bhagavatam come to be composed? What was the catalyst? Who was the catalyst? What was the occasion? What was the inspiration for a work which has stood the test of time, which has been a boon-granting work for millions in the world, for a work which has regaled the drooping spirits of millions in the world, for a work which is steeped in the honey of devotion. Such a work, when was it written? What was the cause for the writing? Who was the inspiration behind it? This is the episode. Vyasji is pretending to be suffering from job dissatisfaction. He is a prolific writer. He has composed He has given us the Brahma Sutra. He has divided the Vedas. He has written 17 Puranas. This is the 18th famous Purana. And yet he was not happy. He has given us the Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a magnum opus with 1,25,000 verses. Are you listening? 1,25,000 verses. Huge, 6 volumes. Please clap for the Gita Press. 6 volumes at an incredible price. Any ordinary commoner can buy it in such good print. This huge work came to be weighed against other works. And this was more ponderous than the others. So from that time, Bharata came to be known as Mahabharata. Mahatvacha Bharavatvacha Mahabharata Vityuchati. Now this great work was written, and yet he has no job satisfaction. He's sitting depressed. And suddenly there arrives the great one called Naradji. Whenever great men have problem, the Lord sends some messenger. That is the Lord's job. Either he'll send you a message through the YouTube or through the WhatsApp or through a letter or through an email. Somewhere the Lord will send you. There is no doubt about it. The Bhagavata says, there came Naradji. As soon as Naradji came, you have Vyasa praising him. The Lord in the Gita has said, nothing there is in the world purer than jnana. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. Then who has this jnana? Tatvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. All of us know that if you want jnana, you have to go to the jnani. And you can't give a check and ask the jnani, I want jnana. You have to bow down to him, serve him again and again with humility, with great desire to know, be qualified for receiving the knowledge. Only then you'll get jnana. So now is the great Vyasa, who is Lord himself, praising Naradji. Savai bhavan veda samasta guhyam upasito yat purusha puranaha paravaresho manasaiva vishwam sujati avati atti gunaira sangaha pam paryatan arka ivatrilokim antacharo vayurivatma sakshi paravare brahmani dharmato vrataihi snatasya me nyunam alam vichakshva. What is the problem with me? I'm not satisfied with my life. I'm suffering from job dissatisfaction. Please tell me where the lacuna lies. You're close to Narayana. You're so close to Narayana. 24/7 you are near the Lord, and you are like the sun's rays spread everywhere. You're like the Vayu Prana inside everybody. The greatness about Naradji is that he knows what is happening inside you. He knows what is happening outside you. That was his capacity. Find out what is wrong with me, as you ask a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist who has deep insight finds out what is wrong with you. Smilingly, you have Naradji saying, I know, sir, I know. You want to give me the credit. I will accept it humbly. You are Narayana, you are Vyasa, you are Narayana. And yet you want the world to think that I inspired you to write the Bhagavatam. So let me take the credit because you want to give me the credit. You wrote a big work, 1,25,000 verses. You wrote this great work called the Mahabharata. But it was a saga of princes and princesses. It was about heroism and damsels. It was about love and peace and war. It was about strategy. It was about politics. It was about the good, bad, and indifferent. You had descriptions. You had legends. You had episodes and episodes. And in between was Zari ki pagdi bandhi, sundar aankhon wala. Krishna came in between. Here and there. As I say, incidental, accidental appearance. Write a work of Krishna, by Krishna, for Krishna. And only then you will be happy. Yatha dharmadayachartha munivaryanu kirtita na tatha vasudevasya mahimahi anuvarnitaha. I tell my audience in all humility, So many books of literature I read. I used to devour literature, devour. My father got me all the books I wanted. I read and read and read. Just to tell you, my capacity to read per day was 800 pages. I could read. I was not satisfied. I was not happy. My head was happy. My heart was thirsting until I went to Vrindavan, I went to Guruvayur, until I started Nigamakalpadaror Galitam Phalam Shukamukhat Amritadrava Samyutam Nakhalu Gopika Krishna Nandano Bhavan Akhila Dehinam Krishna Antaratmadrik Vikhanasarthito Krishna Vishwaguptaye Sakhau Devan Krishna Satvatam Kule. Until I spoke about Krishna, I did not job satisfaction. After I started speaking about him, I'm not satisfied with anything else. This is the greatest satisfaction I have. Don't I look satisfied? Don't I look pleased? Don't I look contented, my dear listeners? No hankering of the soul, no thirsting of the soul. No, my dear listeners, no. It is only bhave hridaya bhavane bhavayeyam bhavantam mukunda murdna pranipatya yache bhavantam ekantam yantavartham avismrutistva ravinde bhave mestu bhavat prasadat mukunda mala. In every janma, just let me remember you, Krishna. That is all. That is the highest bliss in life. Highest bliss in life. In one of my births says, Naradji, I was a servant woman's son. And my mother used to take me. She used to take me from ashram to ashram. And he says, I had sattvic food. The effect of sattvic food, the great ones give us a parable. There was a sannyasin who went to a grahasta's house for bhiksha. Bhiksha means food. While he was having bhiksha, the lady of the house was serving him. She went into the kitchen to bring the next dish. Suddenly there was a glass, a silver glass, where she had kept water for him. Quickly he drank the water and he stole the glass. He put it into his bag. After the food, he came out. After lunch was over, he came out. Around the corner of the road, he said, how stupid of me. She gave me food for the day and I stole from her silver tumbler. I should not have done that. So he went back because he's a saint and said, Lady, Mataji, please forgive me. Don't hand me over to the police. I'm confessing. I don't know why. But as I was eating, suddenly I saw the silver glass and I stole it. She smiled. She said, naturally, sir, my husband is a thief. And all that I have in the house is stolen property. You were eating in a thief's house. That is how you got this inclination to thieve. You understand? Jaisa an, vaisa man. What you eat is what you become. Your attitude depends on what you eat. So that is why I tell children, yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, doesn't matter. It's a chocolate, it's a cake, whatever you're eating, Krishna Arpanam. When you make it Krishna Arpanam, it becomes prasada. Prasada does not have negative effects. How can it have? That is why when Prahlada took the poison, he drank the milk, Narasimha drank the poison. You understand? That is why he was not affected. As soon as we remember the Lord in whatever activity we are busy, the Lord takes away the negative element. He says, when I was with the great Mahatmas, they gave me their food, Uchishtalepan, Anumodito Dujaihi, Sakritsma Bujjet, Pasta Kilbishaha, Evam Pravrittasya Vishuddha Chetasaha, Tad Dharma Etvatma Ruchi Prajayate. When you eat prasada, naturally you get the ruchi for the Lord. He says, I got mantra from them, from the great Mahatmas, in whose ashram my mother was serving. Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi. This is how I got all the mantras. Then one day my mother went to milk a cow early in the morning. It was very dark. She was bitten by a snake and she died. And Naradji says, that was my last bond. And I felt it was a liberation, because even when you have golden fetters, fetters are fetters. Anugraham manyamanaha. I was happy that Lord had released me. My mother was the last born in my life. After she died, I said, from tomorrow I don't have anybody to weep. She's gone. So nobody to weep for. It's a beautiful sense of release. And I must thank Vishwanathji and Girjama, who came forward to perform the obsequies of my mother in Bombay when I did not know how to offer my last homage to my mother. I'm thankful to them. Please pray for that family, which was selfless enough to perform the obsequies of my mother. Even today, every year, they are the ones who perform the Shraddha for my mother and my father. I'm grateful to them forever. My dear listeners, this great man called Nalaji goes further and gets a veena, Devadatta Imam Veenam. He gets a celestial veena, and playing on it, he goes all over the world thinking of the Lord. Because, as it is said in the Yajnavalkya Smriti, Veenavadana Tattvajna Swarajati Visharada. How are they? Tala Jnana Prayasena Muktim Argam Nigachan. Those who know music attain the Lord, the path of the Lord easily. Because in India, everything is God-word. Our art is spiritual, our Ayurveda is spiritual, mathematics is spiritual, all sculpture, painting, everything is spiritual. Music, dance, everything is spiritual. That is why I call it upasana. It is an upasana. When my legendary sister, Dr. Padma Subramaniam, dances, I call it Nrityopasana. It is an upasana. In one of my songs, I said, Nado pasana, ye hai meri nado pasana. I feel that even song, dance, everything is an upasana of the Lord. No wonder, no wonder. This is how the great Narada is talking about himself. The Bhagavata is written when the Mahabharata is coming to an end. Mahabharata is a moving story. It's a saga of hatred and love. It's a saga of curse and grace. It's a saga of the divine and the devil. Everything is combined. The best and the worst combines in the Mahabharata. One day, Mother Draupadi finds 5 sons killed. 5 sons killed on one night. She's not crying that they have been killed because she is a Veerapatni and a Veeramata. She's sad that they were not allowed to fight and die. That is why she's sad. As usual, the Lord is up to his mischief, divine mischief. He says, Arjuna, Kshatriyas must take revenge. Go and find out who is the one who killed your 5 sons. Draupadi's 5 sons. The Pancha Pandavas had Pancha Upapandavas. Ashwathama had killed them. Ashwathama is caught, brought before Mother Draupadi. Tell us, O Queen, what is the punishment we give him? Jane do. Let him go. Stupid woman. He has killed 5 sons of yours and you can forgive him. Arjuna, don't you remember your childhood, your boyhood, when his great father, Matradevo Bhava, Pitradevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Don't you remember that dark Brahmin in search of food came as your tuition master and taught you 105 fellows how to wield the bow and arrow and made you into this ambidextrous warrior that you are, archer that you are. You got your degree because of his father. How can you kill his only son? Oh no. Sayesha Bhagavan Drona Prajarupena Vartate. When Dronacharya was a young boy, he must have looked like this. Let him go, let him go. Muchyatam, muchyatam, yesha brahmano nitaram guruhu. There are two things you should remember. First, he's a Brahmana. Don't kill him. Second, he's your Guru Putra. Finally, you have a silent question from Dharmaraja. Draupadi, what is the logic of your compassion? She says, let his mother not cry as I am crying for my children. Let that beautiful woman, that good woman called Dronacharya's wife, she's so good. Kripa's sister, she's called Kripi, Kripi. Let her not weep for her child as I am weeping for my children. Marodi tasya janani Gautami pati devata yathaham mritavatsartha rodimi ashrumukhi muhu. Let her not weep. Let her not weep. For your information, the Bhagavata says these words spoken by Draupadi are praised by Sutta Mahamuni. Dharmyam, Nyayam, Sakarunam, Nirvyalikam, Samam Mahat, Raja Dharmasuto Rajnya Pratyanandat Vacho Dvija. The great Raja Dharmasuta, he is Dharmasuta. And Dharmasuta will naturally praise Dharma. He will naturally praise Dharma. What is the word? What are her words like? Complemented her words which are full of Dharma, Dharmyam. Second, Nyayam, justice. Compassion, Sakarunam. Nirvyalikam, free from deceit. Samam Mahat, equanimity, full of equanimity. That is how her words are. What a lovely summing up of the words of Draupadi. Can I repeat? Dharmyam, Nyayam, Sakarunam, Nirvyalikam, Samam Mahat. Full of dharma, justice, compassion, free from deceit, full of equanimity. And that is why he calls Dharma ki Rani. In the Mahabharata, she is called the Queen of Dharma. He is Dharma Raja. She is Dharma ki Rani. Because she has spoken, she's forgotten her sorrow. 5 sons have been killed. With the 5 dead bodies lying there, she can forgive somebody who was killed. This is where I feel compassion conquers revenge. According to Dharma, there are 3 ways you can punish a Brahmin. First, by shaving his head. Second, taking away his property. Third, banishing him. All these 3 are equal to capital punishment, says the Dharma Grantha. So Ashwathama departs with his head shaven. For your information, extra general knowledge, Ashwathama was a gift of gods for Dronacharya. He had a money. He got a crest jewel, from which emanated fragrance, strange ethereal fragrance. So whenever Ashwathama came by, you will have sweet smell. Arjuna cut off that money. From that time, he was stinking, says the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata. That is why even today, suddenly in the atmosphere, because Ashwathama cannot be killed, he's a Chiranjeevi, he cannot be killed. In the atmosphere, suddenly you find stink. They say Ashwathama is passing by. Some stink is there. My dear listeners, we pass on through the Bhagavatam. This is just to tell you, the whole of the Bhagavatam is about bhaktas. Bhagavatanam Puranam Bhagavatam. One after the other, one after the other, one after the other, one gem, one gem, one gem. You'll find bhaktas after bhaktas, and they are called Bhagavatas. Whom do we meet now? A young widow bearing a posthumous child. Her name is Uttara. She is the young widow of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's death is the worst thing that I ever describe in the Mahabharata. I break down when I talk about the killing of Abhimanyu in the Mahabharata. It is outrageous, my dear listeners. Disapproved by all parameters of Dharma. 6 people kill him. And he says, come one by one, and I'll prove to you I'm Arjuna's son. They don't come one by one. 6 of them attack him, and he dies. At that time, his wife Uttara is expecting. Ashwathama, those days, just like these nuclear weapons, you had strange missiles, no? Now On the TV, you see strange missiles. You can use them from anywhere to anywhere. And suddenly they'll go and drop from the sky and kill the target. I hope you understand. Similarly, he could aim a missile at the child that is growing in her womb. So that missile is working, is going round and round the little child in the womb of Uttara. And her womb is burning, burning. No mother can bear the thought of her child being killed in the womb. The moment a woman becomes pregnant, the first thing, the last thing, the only thing that she asks the Lord, protect my baby, protect my baby, protect my baby. That's all. I remember once in Bombay, there was a Bhagavatam in Madhav Bagh, a young lady, modern clothes, ran up the steps of the pandal, came up to my dais and said, Amma, bless my baby. I said, where? Here. I said, okay. So I touched her and said, Tam adbhutam balakam ambujekshanam. That is how a mother wants a child to be protected. Pahi pahi mahayogin. Krishna is pretending to say goodbye to the Pandavas. Uttara says, don't go, Krishna. Don't go. You took away my husband. I didn't say anything, but don't take away this baby. Let me die. Let me die. Every mother says that to the doctor. Save the child, doctor. Save the child. Kamam dahatu mam nath. Mame garbho nipatyatam. The Lord who reveals himself as the beautiful, awe-inspiring, cosmic vision becomes a small little Krishna with a tiny crown, a tiny tilaka, tiny earring, tiny bracelet, tiny anklet, tiny pitambara, tiny bracelet, tiny anklets, tiny pitambara, tiny garland, going with one hand having chakra, one having gada. One instrument was enough, says Akhandanji Maharaj, but the Lord did not want to take any risk with the super clever archer called Ashwatthama. So he took one hand, there was chakra, other hand there was gada, and it's going round the little child. The little child opens its eyes and says, who's this luminous being going round me in my mother's womb? Kept on looking at him. So lovely he is. So lovely he looks. How lovely he looks. Sudarshanena swastrena swanam raksham yada vibhu. With his own Sudarshana, he is protecting the child. The child is saved. My dear listeners, the Bhagavata tells us, the Mahabharata records that the child was born charred, black piece, dead piece. Vyasa came by and said, anybody who is a true brahmacharin, a true celibate, touches this piece of charred piece with his foot will enliven. Nobody dared to come, because nobody dared to say, I am a pure celibate. Only Sri Krishna, Pavitranam, Pavitram Yo Mangalanam Shamangalam. He is the one, Ishvara, Yogeshwara, Mahayogeshwara, Mahayogeshwareshwara. This incident proves that the Lord is unaffected by any sexual feeling. He touches this little charred piece and the baby comes alive. We bow down to the Lord's feet. F-E-A-T, the feet, I mean. My dear listeners, the next bhakta is Kunti. A whole galaxy of bhaktas are standing before us. How do we recognize them? How do we recognize them? Each one praises the Lord in his or her own way. Kunti, when I think of her, I admire her. Because from her girlhood, she has passed through a lot of problems. She played with the sun god and begot a son before marriage. The unwed mother, the tragedy of the unwed mother. And that is Karna. After she got married to Pandu, she had 3 children by the blessings of the gods. And her co-wife, Madri, had 2 children. When Pandu died, the eldest was Yudhishthira was 16, Bhima was 15, Arjuna was 14, and the Ashwini Devata's children, Nakula and Sahadeva, children of Madri, were 13 years. 5 sons she has and no sustenance, roti kapda makan, problem. She goes and stands in the court of Dhritarashtra and looks at Bhishma and says, Pitamaha, I am homeless. Oh, no, no, no. You are the daughter-in-law of this family. You are welcome, my dear. Come, Kunti, my daughter, come. And Kunti is given shelter. But I hope you know, if you're growing up in your brother-in-law's house, you just have sustenance, nothing more, nothing less. The children had to lead an ordinary life. From that time till this time, she believes in Krishna. She doesn't have any doubt about Krishna. She loves him. My learned father, who was Dr. Radhakrishnan's student, would always ask me, tell me something about the Gita, which you have discovered. Very humbly, I told him, whenever the Lord calls Arjuna Kaunteya, it means Arjuna's faith is faltering. The Lord has to remind him, you are Kunti's son, blessed boy. You lack your mother's tenacity. You lack your mother's firmness in bhakti. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranishyati. That is where he's called Kaunteya. My father was touched. He said, you're right, my child. Very important places, you find very important instances, you have Arjuna being called as Kaunteya. This Kunti is telling the Lord, wait, Swami, I want to offer you vote of thanks, Dwarkadish. Jai Jai Dwarkadish. Prabhu Jai Jai Dwarkadish. तन मन धन सब तुझको समर्पण मांगे हैं आशीष ओम जय जय द्वारकाधीश. Wait, Swami, you helped me so many times. You helped my children so many times. In the battle, off the battle, before the battle, after the battle, you've helped us so much. Let me bow down to you. Suddenly she remembers the parents of the Lord. Vasudeva, Devaki, Nanda and Yashoda. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. The Lord says, stupid woman, I am neither Vasudeva's son nor Nand Baba's son. I am Ananta Padmanabha Swami. Namah Pankajanabhaya, Namah Pankajamaline, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. Then comes a very wonderful prayer. Nobody in the world has asked for what Mother Kunti is asking. Problems. First thing that we say, why should the pandemic come when we are here? It should have come in the next century. No? Why could it not come in the previous century? Why should we have this pandemic? We always feel we are cursed. No. Mother Kunti is saying, give me problems. Not now, forever. Again and again, continuous calamities, Swami. Continuous calamities. Vipadas santuna shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsyat. Apunar bhava darshanam. She's very logical. So logical that the Lord is caught under her logic. Give me problems. I told you, only when we have problems, we think of the Lord. William James said, man's extremity is God's opportunity. Only when man goes to the precipice, Krishna. When you're about to fall, Krishna. Not on ordinary days, only when we have a problem. When you have a problem, you call out to him. I call out to you, Krishna, and you come. And when you come, I don't come back again into this world. Apunar bhava darshanam. Then she asked the Lord, let my mind enter you. Why is she asking for problems? 2 minutes. Sorrow and joy. In joy, we are proud. In sorrow, we are humble. In joy, we don't think of the Lord. In sorrow, we only think of the Lord. In joy, we have great pride. In sorrow, we are humble. In joy, we don't want anybody to help us. In sorrow, we seek the Lord's help. My dear listeners, that is why sorrow makes us sober. Sorrow makes us normal. It makes us sober. The lady is asking for sorrow so that she can be sober and tranquil and serene in her devotion to the Lord. After that, she says, let my devotion naturally flow towards you like the river flows towards the ocean. That is why long back I remember a film song. ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल से, नदी मिले सागर से, सागर मिले कौन से जल से, कोई जाने ना। ओहरे ताल मिले नदी के जल से. All of us have to meet the Lord as naturally, effortlessly, spontaneously as the river meets the ocean. After that, we come to another great bhakta. His name is Bhishma. We have a long way to go today. I'll make it a little faster for you. Bhishma is that Pitamaha, that great master of archery, that celibate who made the gods tremble. In his youth, he gave up his future pleasures for the sake of his father. Such a one was called by the gods Bhishma, you with a terrible vow of celibacy. This great master is lying on a bed of arrows. As he's lying on the bed of arrows, he is looking at the Lord. Stand before me, Krishna. He looks at all the Pandavas. How much you suffered, my children. I was a silent witness to atrocity because I was a slave to my pay packet. He says in the Mahabharata, Purusho Arthasya Dasaha. A man is the slave of his pay packet. If you have a bad boss and you receive money from him, you have to obey him. Duryodhana is my bad boss and I have to obey him. I owe allegiance to him. But now I don't. Master Krishna is standing before me. Yudhishthira, it's not the cowherd boy of Vrindavan. He is not the flute player. He is the master of the world. Tumhari maa ne usko wholesale kharid liya. She has made the Lord monopolized by her. He comes to your home every day and asks, what can I do for you? Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman Mohayan Mayaya Lokam Gudacharati Vrishnishu. And then he looks at the Lord. The Lord says, give Yudhishthira the Upadesha that I have brought him for. He's going to be the next king in this Kaurava Vamsha. He gives him Upadesha on Dana Dharma, Raja Dharma, Moksha Dharma, Stri Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma in a concise form and an elaborate form. Then he gives him Vishnu Sahasranama so that we can attain the gist of all the dharmas. He is the one who is the purest of the purest. That is how the 1,000 names of Vishnu are given to our great man called Dharmaraja. Then he looks at the Lord, says, Swami, I don't want anything. I am now reaching a stage of desirelessness with Trishna. I have no Trishna. But stand before me. I have a few confessions to make. Krishna is watching him and he says, Krishna, when you came onto the battlefield, you gave one sweeping look and I knew the hit list was ready. Long before you told Arjuna, Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayatratham cha, I knew that our days were numbered. I knew for whom the bell tolls, because you have a special liking for your Arjuna. You had decided to finish us. Krishna, I must thank you for something. I told my bad boss one day that I'm going to kill half the Pandava army and I will kill at least one Pandava and bring the head of a dead Pandava or make that Krishna take up arms. When I came onto the battlefield, Master, everybody was trembling because I was fury incarnate. I came onto the battlefield, Master. Everybody was trembling. People were running here and there. Your chariot came and stood before me, poor Arjuna. The professional, proficient Arjuna was trembling. His bow was clipping, his arrows was clipping. You jumped out of the chariot. The earth was trembling, the heavens were shaking. You took the chariot wheel, Chakrapani, and you were coming towards me. Your upper cloth was trailing behind you. You walked 10 steps. Arjuna held your foot and said, "Foul, master, foul. You broke your word to keep my word." 1,000 salutations, Krishna. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignamritam adhikartum avapluto rathastaha dhritarata charanaha abhyaya chaladghu harireva hantumibham gatottariyah महाभारत की कथा महान. कृष्ण प्रेम की कथा है भैया, जियो जैसे जिए कुंती मैया, भीष्म का वचन निभाने अपना वचन तोड़े कन्हैया. महाभारत की कथा महान, महाभारत की कथा महान, महाभारत की कथा महान. My dear listeners, astrologers told the Pandava family that you are going to get a lovely child here. And this child, Parikshit, is the one who's going to be full of the best qualities. The Brahmins extolled him, saying, your grandson will protect his subjects like Ikshvaku, like Rama, he'll be truthful, famous like Bharata, archer like the 1,000-armed Kartavirya, Arjuna, luminous like the fire, he'll be perfect, august like the ocean, brave like Devendra. His fame will spread far and wide. His name will be known as Parikshit because he will examine the presence of the Lord in everyone. And he'll be also known as Vishnurata, which means protected by Vishnu. For your information, the Pandavas know Krishna has gone back to Vaikuntha. When your best friend leaves you, you can't continue in the world. Arjuna is sad. Arjuna is depressed. He's bereaving. At that time, he tells his brother, I'm the same Arjuna. My horses are the same. My chariot is the same. My bow and my arrows are the same. But I'm not the same because Krishna is not with me. Simple analogy I give. Take your checkbook and write 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You can't present it to the bank. You have to add a digit. We are all zeros. He is the digit. He is the one who gives us local habitation and a name. We are nothing before him. All the Pandavas depart. If you go to Badrikashram, you'll know the path through which they departed. This is how they left, they say. It's a very steep path. Pandavas depart, Draupadi departs, Kunti departs, Vidura departs. Those who listen to the history of their departure, Yashraddhayetat Bhagavat Priyanam Pando Sutanam iti samprayanam Shudotyalam Swastyayanam Pavitram Labdva Haro Bhakti Mupaiti Siddhim. That person will attain great bhakti. To make the long story short, one day Parikshit overhears the conversation between Dharma and Mother Earth. The former as one-legged bull and the latter as a sad cow, bereft of her calf. Lord Krishna has left the world and all these qualities are gone. So many qualities: truthfulness, purity, compassion, forbearance, liberality, etc., etc. The bull Parikshit comes to know is Dharma, with his 3 feet gone. In the Satya Yuga, he had 4 feet: austerity, purity, compassion, and truthfulness. Now, there's only one leg, and that is all that he is standing on. When Parikshit meets Kali, Kali is asked to go away. Kali says, I can't go, sir. As long as the world is there, evil will be there. Give me a housing colony. Give me a housing colony. I have nothing but compassion to expect from you. Well, I'll give you 4 places. Dice, which is falsehood. Wine, which is intoxication. Woman, which is passion. Shambles, slaughterhouses, which is cruelty. Dyutam, Panam, Striya, Sona. These are the four places where sin lives. We were talking about a young man who went astray. These are the causes. Wine, women, cruelty, gambling. This is where man loses his stability. Gambling is an exciting experience, to tell you the truth. First time I spoke on the Mahabharata, I entered the mind of a gambler because I have never gambled. But I entered the mind of a gambler and I wrote that gambling is an exciting experience. It is inspired by greed and sustained by pride. It urges the gambler not to stop. It's a strange inebriation that scarcely leaves the victim before destroying him. In the beginning, gambling is a curiosity. It is fun. As time passes, it becomes an occupation. Then it grows into a frenzy. Home, friends, relatives, sobriety, discretion, everything is lost. The gambler is heading towards a delirium. It is sometimes inspired by one's own accidental success or somebody else's spectacular success. The gambler is an experimenter who does not know that gambling is a game where he is not the player but the victim. Gambling can be a part-time pastime for a millionaire, but not a full-time occupation of a middle-class person. That is where they go wrong. Whenever I pass by race courses and I see thousands of two-wheelers and cars parked, I said, who is going to lose today? That is my question. Who is going to lose? Which family is going to come into problems today, my dear listeners? Dharmaraja is caught in that whirlpool of gambling one day. Kali Pravesha. After that, you have wine. After that, you have, whenever man drinks, he has no idea of what is happening. Intoxication leads to imbalance. After that, you have striya, women of passion, who are on sale. It's a stigma on society that men should exploit women for their weakness. The fourth is shambles, slaughterhouses. I came across an article on how the terrorist is made. It seems terrorists take their children to a slaughterhouse when they're 2 years old and they cut the animal. The blood splashes on the child and the child should bravely face that blood. Only then they allow the child to move away. So after some time, it gets used to blood. So a reporter asked me, what do you think of terrorists? I said, I don't blame terrorists. I blame the mother who did not give the milk of compassion to the child. These are the four places where Kali is. To conclude, Parikshit one day goes a hunting, and that is where he meets a very strange situation. He is hungry, he is angry. He takes a dead snake and puts it around the sage called Shamika. When he performs this atrocious act, he's cursed by the son of the sage, who says, he who has hurt my father, may I curse him, that from the seventh day from here, hence, let him be stung by a serpent called the Takshaka, and let him die of serpent bite. Iti langita maryadam, Takshaka saptame ahani, dankshati smakulangaram, chodito me tatadruam. Parikshit has come to know he has only 7 days to live. He gives up everything and goes to the banks of the Ganges, sits there asking for the answer for this question, what should a dying man do? This is not only Parikshit's question, it is our question. Let us live for 100 years, but one day we have to depart. The answer is the Bhagavatam, which we will continue tomorrow. May the Lord fulfill all your dharmic desires. Please bless me as long as I live. Let me carry this message of faith and grace wherever I go. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Druvani Tirmatir Mama. On your behalf, on my own, I thank the Srani family for giving us this opportunity in the Margashirsha Masa to do the Bhagavatam. Pray for them that they may grow from strength to strength, joy to joy, and prosperity to prosperity. Let me repeat to you we are now the last stages of the Annakshetra, where we are planning to feed 5,000 people per day in the slums. We have quite a few bills to be paid. Those of you who can afford to donate us 1 lakh and more will have their names displayed on the donors panel. This is a request from the ashram to all generous-minded souls. नारायण 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 बोलो नारायण 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 कृष्ण नारायण 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 सत्य नारायण 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 जय जय द्वारकाधीश प्रभु जय जय द्वारकाधीश तन मन धन सब तुझको समर्पण मांगे हैं आशीष ओम जय जय द्वारकाधीश. God willing, we meet tomorrow at 5:30 for the rest of the katha.
जय श्री कृष्ण माँ. जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी. जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री
जय श्री कृष्ण दी.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण.
थैंक यू अम्मा. जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mrs. Asrani. Thank you, Induji. Please
जय
thank
श्री
you.
कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण अम्मा.
We meet tomorrow. ठीक है.
जय श्री कृष्ण.